What's happening, people? Welcome to another video with Allsortzz. This is the BMW S1000RR. It's an M Sport version, so it's an extreme version of one of the extreme bikes. The M Sport from the standard package gives you a lighter stance with carbon wheels, a lighter lithium battery, a M seat, an M swing arm pivot, an M endurance chain which is a game changer with zero maintenance, factory USB socket and a pillion pack. Just before we take a further look at this BMW bike, make sure you subscribe and also hit the bell notification so when I upload any video you'll actually be notified. Anyways, we headed over to Williams Motorrad BMW garage in Manchester, but as it was COVID we couldn't do a full handover, but Steve from Williams Motorrad kindly came out and gave us a full breakdown of this bike, which I will show you later in the video. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2021 BMW S1000RR MSport. It comes in three different model variants: the S1000RR, the S1000RR Sport, and which we have here, the S1000RR with M package. It contains all of the features from the Sport, for example the slide control, wheelie control, launch control, pit lane assist, dynamic brake control, dynamic damping control, heated grips which is essential in winter, cruise control, tire pressure control, and also 3 pro race modes. You also can get this bike in 3 different colors: Blackstone metallic, Hockenheim silver metallic, and which we have here is a light white racing blue metallic with racing red. Anyways, let me hand it over to Steve, who will give you a bit more information about this S1000RR MSport.
As soon as you put the ignition on, it does a systems check. Yep. You'll see everything light up there. Okay. The ABS and traction control light always flash until you're doing 5 miles an hour. It checks the sensors out and then it'll know what to do. That's normal. First control there is heated grips. So down there you've got 3 which is very high temperature, 2 medium, 1 low and off. Okay. This is your engine mapping, so up there you've got dynamic, race, rain and road. Okay?
So what do you recommend?
Leaving road for the time being, you'll be fine with it. If you've got really bad downpours of rain and you wanted to tame it down, you put it into rain. But you've got traction control anyway, so that stops it spinning up. You can turn traction control off if you want. I would suggest you probably better leave it on. That's what you do there. Whilst you're running the bike in, you're going to be scrubbing the tyres in. You need about 100 miles to scrub those in. So everything, because it's reduced brake horsepower, it'll get 9,000 RPM, which is, you're shifting at 9,000, believe me. But like I say, it's just a case of you bedding in and the bike getting bedded in. Running in wise, have you run a bike in before? All you need to do is keep your revs low. Use it as you would normally use it. Okay. Don't start racing anything just yet till you're ready for a service. You've also then got on this side cruise control. That only activates when you're doing 5 miles an hour, and what you do is flick that across. You'll then see a speedo symbol come up on the dash. Let's say you're going to be doing 5 miles an hour. That little paddle is your throttle. So that's it. Yeah, that's your throttle for where you want to be. If you brake, it will override it, then you'll have to just press it to reset, and when you finish using it, flick it back across. You've got headlight flash there, high beam, forward and back is high and low beam. hazard warners. Indicators, tell you which side you're indicating at, and they self-cancel as well. You're excited with them, aren't you? Horn at the bottom. Dynamic traction control. That's where you can set it. On that screen now, there are sub-menus. If you press the top of that little button there, that tells you that there's a little menu at the top. It's done 5 miles so far. You've got trip information you can have in there. You can set up for coffee stops, all sorts. Tyre pressure monitoring can be on there as well. And again, you've got to do 5 miles an hour. It'll check the sensors and tell you what your pressures are. If you get a nail in your tyre, that's going to tell you long before you realise it, so it will alert you that you've got a deflation. Mileage, it's giving you in either a figure or as a bar gauge. And as you can see from that, I filled the tank, so your brim. I always like to have it on a bar gauge, but as you ride, that 135 is going to change. You're going to get a lot more out of it, but it's down to your riding styles, is that. So, fuel-wise, it's normal 95 octane. You can treat it with a bit of super if you want, anytime you want. And like I say, that.
Thank you very much.
That little blue arrow means there's a menu underneath it. So if you drop down, you've now got a separate section.
So they're the displays now.
Yep. You can go down again, and you're going to a sports screen. Right, now you've got a different screen altogether. That'll tell you what your dynamic traction control is, your braking efficiency, even lean angles. You don't concentrate on that too much when you're going down. I'm looking at it afterwards. That little arrow there tells me there's a screen that way, so if you flick the rotary switch, that one is more geared up to your track days, because you're going to have your lap timer on there, your best lap will be on there. Go down into my bike, you can ride around with telling you everything that's going on the bike, from tyre pressures to oil to battery and everything else. Again, there's a little arrow, so by using that, flick it across. You've got 2 trip logs there, so if you're going on a journey, you can log your journey. You can have more information on tyre pressure monitoring, and that'll tell you when your service is due. If you go to that centre one, if you go past the sport one, if you download the BMW app to your phone, you can use your navigation system off your phone here. It'll be a basic arrow system, but it's good. You can also put your music through it, your phone through it, and then if you go into settings, racetrack, where you can start setting it up. It's not on at the moment, and I'm not going to put it on, but that's when you can start setting up for individual tracks, etc. Vehicle settings, you can set things like your hill hold. The bike's got hill hold on it as well. And so you've got shift light, you can change your shift light, warning light, there's all sorts in there. And again, I'm not going to confuse you too much with that.